So today we're just going to be quickly going over how to solve how to balance chemical equations algebraically. So this question is from a Hebden textbook, and it's question 53. So basically what you want to do to start off with is label everything. So right here we have our copper metal, our nitrate acid, copper 2 nitrate, nitric oxide, and our water. So the first thing I want to do is label everything. So right here we have our A, right here we have our B, and we have a C here. I'd put everything in lowercase just in case because you don't want to mix up things. So you might assume this is carbon, but it's not. And then right here we have our D, and then over here we have our E. So what we would do is use these and make an something like a formula algebraically. So for copper, our first thing is we have Cu. So it's A. So we have an A. I'm gonna write A. And then let's look at the other side. So let's look at what we have for the products. So we have a C. So A equals C because there's one copper on the other side too. So they're equal to each other when you balance them. So that's one way to know, I guess, because they both need to be equal. So they kind of have to equal each other. So if there's one on one side, then there's got to be another on the other side. Next up, we have our hydrogen. So for hydrogen, we'll write our H. So this is going to be our B. Our B, there's one B because there's one hydrogen. And let's look at over here. Let's see where the hydrogen's in the water. So the equals, but right here is the part that you need to pay attention to. So you have a subscript. So what you're going to do with the subscript is you're just going to write the subscript down and then you're going to write the variable that's with it. So right here, there's the subscript of 2 and our variable is E. So we're going to write that down. Now we're going to be moving on to the next thing that's next on this side. So we have a nitrogen, and it's also a B. So we're going to write B. And then we're going to look at what's on the other side. So right here we have nitrogen. So it's in the nitrates in brackets. So you still have to account for that. So that's actually 2 nitrogen. So you're gonna put 2, and then you're gonna put your C. And then there's also more, so we have to add that on. So there's plus, we're adding, of course, and it's D because there's only one nitrogen. Now we're going to move on to the next thing. The next thing is we have our oxygen. So our oxygen, but there's 3 oxygens. So we're going to do the same thing. So there's a subscript. So we'll put our 3 first, and then we're going to put our variable. So this is our B. Now we're going to go equal sign because that's the other side, this whatever we got. We're going to look for the oxygens. So there's 6 oxygens because 3 times 2 is 6. So we're going to write 6 first. And then we're going to write our C. There's 1 oxygen in the D section. So we're just going to put D. And then there's also another oxygen in the E section. So we're going to put that. So now this is the tricky part. So we have to understand how to use math to solve everything. So I usually put A equals to 1, but sometimes you can also put like B, C, D, E, depends on how many times it appears in the equation. I just feel like for me, A is easier. So if A equals to 1, then C must equal to 1 because A and C are equal. Now we're gonna be solving the rest of the equation. So first off, I would simplify. So we're just gonna write everything below. So this section, I don't know how to get colors. Okay, there we go. This section, we're just gonna move it down below. So we have I'm just gonna keep it in red. So our H, which is still B equals to 2E. Sorry, it's really hard to write on a mouse. I don't like this. And then we have our nitrogen, so B equals to, but we already know that C is 1. So 2 times 1 is just 2 plus our D, because we don't know what D is. And our oxygen, we have 3B equals to 1 times 6 is 6. So we're going to put that there, plus D plus E. Now we're just going to look at the equation and see what we can use to solve everything. So the first thing I think we could solve is most likely E, because we already know the value of E here. So B equals 2E, so we can plug that in there. And then we can also use this to our advantage, because we know that so 2E equals 2 plus D. So if we subtract the 2 from here, we could plug it in for the D value and so all of this would be E, and then we're able to find it. So the first thing I would do is I'd plug the B equals 2E into this equation first. So we're at 3 bracket 2E equals to 6 plus D plus E. So with this, you would multiply it, so you'd get your 6E, so 6E first. Man, I should have made this better. I don't know. Not gonna lie, it's my first time using this. So I'm gonna this becomes 6E, and then we can move this around. We could change this equation up. So we already know that the B equals 2E, so we're just gonna use, for the nitrogen one, we're gonna use 2E equals 2 plus D. So if we want to isolate the D, because we want to find it, it'd just be 2E minus 2 equals D. So now we know the D value. And with the D value, we can plug it in here. So I'm just gonna make this bigger and erase this first, and erase some of this so we could plug it in. So right now, this would be 2, oh shoot, that's a bigger font. So this would be 2E minus 2 plus E. So now we can figure out what E is, because we already substituted everything in. So to figure out what that is, we can, of course, add subtract the 2. So this would just subtract the 2's first. So 6E equals to 4 plus, and then add the 2E. So 2E plus 1E equals 3E. So you get that. Now that we have this, we can subtract 3E from this side. So 3E minus 3E minus 3E. So now you get 3E equals to 4. So we're going to isolate the E. So we're going to have to divide by 3. So we're divide by 3 on this side, divide by 3 on this side. So you get 4 over 3. So E equals 4 over 3. So now that we know that, we can write this down. E equals to 4 over 3. Now that that's done, I can erase all this. So now we can solve whatever else we have. So let's see. So we're gonna move on to our solving our next variable. So we know that E equals 4 over 3. So now that we know that, we can solve for our B value. So B equals to 2 times 4 over 3. So there's an imaginary 1 under, so you just multiply the top. So B equals to 8 over 3. So we're going to write that down. That's our B value. So B equals 8 over 3. After this, we can find, since we know what B is, and we have our C value that we already had up here, we can just solve for D. So I'm just gonna, I don't need to erase it, I'll just do that later. but we would do B, which is our 3, no, it's, my bad, 8 out of 3 equals to 2 plus D. So we're going to subtract 2. So we're going to make the denominators the same. So 2 times 3 equals 6. This is subtraction. What am I doing? So we're subtracting 3 over 6 equals the D. So you're just trying to isolate the variable. That's our main goal right now. So 8 minus 2 is 2. So 2 over 3 equals D. And it's positive. So D equals to 2 over 3. So now that we know that whatever D is, so we're going to solve the last bit of whatever we have. Actually, no, that's it. Because we already saw we have the D, we have the A, B, C, D, E. So we have everything right now. So we're already good. So we're going to erase this. But obviously, we can't have a fraction when we balance. So we can multiply everything by 3. So if we multiply everything by 3, so we can get rid of all the denominators. So this, why is it so big? Let's see. So we're going to multiply this. So this becomes a 2, because the denominator is a 3. This becomes a, well, I'm just going to, I'll just show it. So this was this. All right, and then we'll use some other color. We'll use orange. Actually, we'll use this color. So we're gonna multiply by 3. So times 3. Cross out. So D equals 2 times 3 here. You just get the idea of multiplying by 3 times 3. And then if these are times 3, then 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So these are 3. So now you're going to write your final equation. So you have 4. You know that your A value is 4. So you're going to write C. So you have your CU. I just write out the equation first. Be careful, right? Make sure everything's correct. Because imagine if you mistakenly wrote something, or didn't double check, or messed up because you thought the lowercase c was a carbon. So you're just gonna write everything out. I would recommend writing everything out first, because I feel like it would be easier this way. So, oh my god, my writing, disgusting, but whatever. NO plus H2O. So we have our beautiful equation, and now we're just gonna balance it. So our A beginning 3. B, we're gonna find B. So B is just 8. All right, now that we have that, we're gonna move on to our C. Our C is 3. Our D is 2. And our E is 4. So now we can double check. So we have 3 coppers. So Cu, we have 3. Hydrogen, we have 8. Nitrogen, we have 8. Oxygen, we have 3 times 8. So that's 24 oxygen. We're just going to make a line. So we separate everything. So we have 3 Cu. Cu, we have 3. Nitrogen, we have, so I'm just going to put it on the bottom. So 2 times 3, so 6. Oxygen, we have 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So we have our oxygen, and this is 18. All right, now we have our 2 nitrogens, so plus 2 nitrogen, and then 2 oxygen plus 2 oxygen, plus 2 oxygen. This is I'll just erase it. This is 2, so our 2 oxygen, beautiful 2. Now we have our hydrogen, 4 times 2, so that's 8 hydrogen. And we have our 4 oxygen at the end. So 18 plus 2, 20, 20 plus 4, 24. So this equals 24. So this is balance. So it usually doesn't take this long as you get in the habit of practicing, and you should be able to get used to it. Good luck with chemistry, of course. Tough course, but just practice. Practice will help a lot. Don't procrastinate. Don't be like me, and you should do well. All right, good luck, guys. Peace.